Jason. Today's episode of the Lee Summit Town Hall podcast is brought to the good people by Budget Blinds of Lee Summit.
Budget Blinds!
Hey, did you know?
No, I don't know anything.
This is true. But here you go. Here's some drop of knowledge. Budget Blinds is your home for the enlightened style shades.
All hail our even newer robot shade overlords.
And here's a little secret. Our friends there at Budget Blinds, they're coming up on their 20th anniversary, just a few months away.
Everybody's having their 20th anniversary, man.
I know. I feel like I should be older.
I mean, let's be clear, Nick, you are older.
Hey, look, if you are looking as, spring has sprung, summer's coming up, we're ready for some vacation home improvement time. If you're ready to jazz up your house with new shades, all sorts of other new interior design things, Jason, who are our friends that will help them do that?
Our friends at Budget Blinds of Lee Summit.
Just head right to the heart of our community in downtown Lee Summit. Visit our friends at Budget Blinds of Lee Summit. Tell them Jason and Nick sent you. The podcast is also brought to the people by Ask Kathy of Keller Williams Realty, another local business located in downtown celebrating 20 years in business.
They've been doing this. And I would say this, it's like the realtor business, and not to cast any aspersions, but it's not something that everybody stays in for 20 years, like the home sales, residential real estate type of thing. Like that is not a thing. It's a thing that people go into for a while.
Longevity takes commitment and skill.
Right. And Kathy has demonstrated that commitment and skill. She has lasted 20 years. She's helped something along the lines of 2,300 families and growing over
just
the course
the last
of her
year.
career. And lots and lots of good reviews. This is a person who knows her business, her office, located in downtown Lee Summit, and the market is still hot. So I think that their sales record from 2021, where they got 104% of the asking price on average on homes that they were listing, is going to hold for 2022 as well. So if you are in the market to sell or buy a home, who are you going to call?
You're going to call our friends at Ask Kathy of Keller Williams Realty. Tell them Jason and Nick sent you.
Hello again, and welcome to Lee Summit Town Hall, a weekly podcast about what you can do to make a difference. I am Jason Norbury, and as always, I am joined by a man who did recently find out that he wasn't actually in festival shape.
No.
It is
No,
Nick Parker,
I was not.
the publisher of Link to Lee Summit, and a man of a certain age and a certain physical condition.
That's fair.
Fair. And yeah, so we weren't here last week, but the weekend before that, we had downtown days, and boy, oh boy, where even my one shift doing that, I was tired, and you were on it the whole weekend.
Yeah, it was rough, but man, it was good to be back at that Downtown Days Festival after the 2-year hiatus from COVID, because Jason,
COVID ruined everything.
COVID ruined everything. But hey, let's give a little bit of credit to all of the people. It felt like the entire community was out there every day. I don't think just eye test. I don't think I've seen that festival. I don't remember it being that packed.
Not in the 10 years that I've been around it. I can't remember, or more that I've been around it. I don't remember being that crazy busy.
And I'll even just throw it as an example. Sunday is usually on the festival side of the tracks, is usually a little bit slower, not as well attended. There's not as much going on. All of the action's on the carnival side of the railroad tracks because of, it's wristband day for all the kids. But this year, on Sunday, it was packed everywhere and just a steady flow of people. So it was really awesome to see everybody out for that kind of the unofficial Lee Summit kickoff to summer. And then also, hey, it's the biggest fundraiser for one of our favorite local nonprofits, the Downtown Lee Summit Main Street. So it was good to see that event back and all the people enjoying it.
So thank you to everybody who volunteered, who staffed, and thank you to all of those who came and drank beer and hung out and gave money to Downtown Lee Summit. So thank you.
And all of the volunteers that helped make it happen. And look, we do this every year, but we're going to say a little special shout out and good on you to the volunteer group from Abundant Life Church. They do the trash every year, Jason. These people volunteer in huge groups to walk around
and gather trash
bags and take them to the dumpsters. That's not a job everybody wants, but this group shows up and does it every single year.
And it makes a huge difference to the quality of the experience at the festival. Yeah. So thanks to the groups at Abundant Life for their volunteer. Our unofficial sponsor today, I'm getting off my script here, is our location. We are broadcasting or recording today live from, well, I mean, kind of my coffee shop, Adventure Cafe, which has been open now for just 2 months now. It's been open here on 291, just south of the Minskys, for those of you who know your directions by restaurant there.
That's all of us, right?
Yeah, just south of Meadowlark, between Scruggs and Meadowlark there on 291. But we are recording here this morning because, well, honestly, we wanted some coffee and we came.
Nick ran out of coffee.
Nick ran out of coffee, needed some coffee. So we came here and we're like, while we're here, let's record.
There we go. And hey, great place to come by. We always love new coffee shops, right? Another choice to go get coffee.
To be clear, I'm biased.
Well, you should be.
I will also say the coffee here is excellent, and you should come by, get some coffee. You can have.
If you like board games, if you like nerdy games,
right?
This is the place to bring your friends, come play.
Come, bring your friends. $5, get access to the game library, all the good stuff. But anyway,
I'm gonna tell you really. Here's my another reason why I actually just personally like this place. You've got a couple rooms and a couple areas. Like if you want to have a coffee meeting, but you don't want to be out in the open, this is the place.
There you go. All righty. So now that we've done our unofficial plug.
Does this mean your wife likes me now? With a little unofficial plug?
She'll at least tolerate you some more for another couple weeks until we get another plug in. So, Nick, what's happening in our community?
Well, we're going to do a little news up today, just pretty quick. Some of these things we were going to have in our Monday Newslink update, but there were some technical difficulties with our file, so we didn't get to post it on Monday, so I'm going to include a few of these things. Let's start off with one thing. What's the thing everybody's talking about today, Jason, on Wednesday? All summer programming for the Lee Summit R7 School District, and really about 7 area school districts were all closed today. There was a threat of a mass shooting over in our neighbor, Blue Springs School District. As of about between 9 and 10 this morning, Blue Springs Police Department reported that the suspect was in custody and pending charges. So it looks like all the programming is going to return to action at least by tomorrow. But that was a weird thing to watch overnight, Jason, to watch this story develop as there was a social media threat. And the Blue Springs Police brought in the FBI, and the FBI said that they looked at it, and it was an actual serious and credible threat. So they made some changes for the safety of the students and staff.
They did. Unfortunate that we this has obviously been these sorts of activities and threats and things have been something that have been in the big news, and it is unfortunate for it to come to our local thing. But at least safety is the better part of valor on any of those sorts of things, especially during summer school. So that it inconvenienced and all that, and I know the news never sleeps, so you didn't get to last night as this story sort of unfolded and took on its process this morning. But I'm glad that everybody's safe, everybody seems to be in good stead, and law enforcement seems to have at least a suspect under custody, and hopefully that takes care of this particular activity.
So good on you to all of the law enforcement people that were involved in that, as well as all the school staffs.
And that's the nicest thing we'll ever say about Blue Springs, so there it was.
But a little hard, I'm an old alum. Let's just move on. Hey, Jason, we put up a story early this week on Monday just to let people know. Last night at the city council meeting, there was a public hearing presentation for the next year's budget. So the city's budget begins on July 1st, ends June 30th. So the 22 budget year is ending this month. So this was the presentation for the 2023 budget. Jason, there really wasn't a whole lot of different things I think for us to pick up.
The good news is there was really no news at all. The budget's pretty, things are fine. We're in good stead. The city continues to be well managed as on a fiscal level. There are some increases in staffing costs, but some of that is from the half-cent sales tax. For new police and fire, public safety employees, as well as just some general staffing changes, plus the standard health insurance gets more expensive and all those sorts of things are going on. But beyond that, and there wasn't anything I would say notable or remarkable in the budget. It's just hey, we're doing good. We're continuing to do that good stuff. Right. But it is Steve Arbo's last budget, and he noted that in there. They called it
They called it a celebration on the cover of the presentation.
A celebratory edition of the city budget honoring Steve Arbo and his 21 years of service to the city. Which
when I pulled up the agenda
last
last week and I looked at the presentation, I just had to laugh a little bit because I've never seen a cover sheet for a budget presentation called a celebration before.
No, because an 88-page PowerPoint document full of budgetary executive decisions is not an exciting thing in any way. And really, I can't imagine anybody celebrating that event at all. But good on you, Steve. This is your last one. You're free soon.
I have some other good news. The Lee Summit branch of the Mid-Continent Public Library is now back open.
We are back now. Or actually, I guess now we have officially upgraded from 2 active branches to 3 active branches of the library in Lee Summit.
And if you feel lost when you're looking for them, don't worry. The signage is there.
It's clear. There are like 12-foot tall letters in front of all of those branches, which will clearly denote that it's a library.
I the only one, I got to walk through it on Tuesday. It's really cool. That happens to be my nearest library branch. So we were really excited as a family to have it back open.
You can just say it's your library.
I have one note.
What's that?
This one didn't get a coffee shop.
No, my library has a coffee shop.
But guess what? I have a favorite coffee shop already.
That's true. So I just have more coffee shops up here in this part of the town now. It's very good. So yes, we are back to 3 or up now to 3 full active branches of libraries. So that is cool. And they're all shiny and new. And you should go get some books and do some things.
I really like that they're very geared toward community things, like so that they can have speaker series, they can have other community programming. There's meeting rooms that you can rent out and use for things. So look, great job on all of these, the new build on the East Branch, and then the remodel and rebuilds at Colburn Road and at Lee Summit.
And it's been, I am involved actually at work in some conversations about new libraries and the 21st century library and it's a different process than was when us olds were young and libraries were literally just a room full of books that you go and got them and give them up. There's so much more, and these models, these remodels and new builds and all that are really geared towards giving that the library is a community center. It's one of the few places that you can go for free and just be and do stuff basically for free in our community these days. And these new constructions are really tacked onto that idea and that concept. And it's a great amenity to have in our community.
A couple other notes, just some reasons I want to make sure everybody goes over to their favorite and their best local news source, linked to Lee Summit. The latest episode of our new popular series, I Am Lee Summit, dropped yesterday. Kathy County from Ask Kathy Marketing is going out, and Jason, here's what she does. She's meeting community and business leaders and just taking a few minutes to tell their story and to tell them why they're doing what they do in the community. This week, it's Lee Summit Social Services Executive Director Matt Sanning.
I thought we weren't allowed to say his name on the air.
I changed my rules.
For this.
I changed my rules.
For Kathy, we're going to be flexible in a lot of things.
Right, and this is a fun series. It's not the serious, you and I try to do little deeper interviews for this podcast, but these are just a fun way to meet some of the community and business leaders around and get to know who they are, what their organization does, and why they love being here in Lee Summit. So go to our website, go to linktoleesummit.com, see Link to Lee Summit on the social medias, and watch these videos. They're really cool, they're short, and they're fun.
And you'll have a hard time finding, I think, community leaders with deeper roots and stronger ties to the community than Matt Sanning as a whole. So it's a good one for him, and you should definitely go do that. What's our last piece of business?
Last bit of news, just for everybody to know. Hey, out at Summit Christian Academy, recent graduate Miracle Bryant-Morgan. She was recognized for her performance in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella in the female vocalist category at the annual Kansas City Cappies, which is a really cool kind of program for all the area high school theater organizations.
Absolutely. So a good on you to Miracle and all the good work that she is doing in that sort of stuff. So that's pretty cool because, there are a lot of high schools and activities in that way, and to get singled out and recognized in that is pretty impressive.
It's always fun to see kind of those names come from the high schools and like you said, just see the kids get recognized from all over the metro area. Jason, that's really all we've got going on right now. That'll wrap us up. We'll talk to everybody next time.